Welcome to the Persuasion Pitch Podcast. I'm your host, Jess, licensed esthetician, makeup artist, and anti-MLM advocate. Who likes scary stories? And scary stories that are true. I know that I love them. There's an amazing podcast called Ghost Town, and this podcast explores mysterious and haunted places, paranormal events, true crime, and weird history. I think everyone should check it out. Good morning, everyone. I am so excited because today I have an Beachbody coach on, Solana, and she is going to tell us all about it. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. So
I also
go ahead.
I just want to say, I hate that we're called Beachbody coaches. It's the furthest thing from the truth.
Yeah.
Every time.
I was telling you before, we weren't recording, but I have not looked into Beachbody a crazy amount because I'm always looking into the skincare ones and the cult tactics, which I'm sure it uses cult-like tactics as well, or cult tactics. So how long were you with Beachbody?
I was in for almost 3 years.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
All right. So, the number one thing I do hear from the Beachbody coaches, I know you don't like to be called that now, but people who were with Beachbody is whenever they leave, whenever they're in, they loved their body before, but whenever they were in, they started to not like their body as much, started to have self-esteem issues. Did you experience any of that?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what my experience was like. I mean, obviously I'm like anyone and had insecurities. Mm-hmm. But I definitely wasn't super self-conscious about most things. I was always comfortable with my weight and whatever and how I felt and looked. However, before I joined, I had gained some weight and I was trying to work out, and that's why I got recruited, right? But it was never I never had body problems really. Mm-hmm. And I joined Beachbody, and the what is it, the way that they can constantly shove this down your throat that you have to get results as fast as possible. It was really damaging. It made me think that I was not I started to look at my body with a lot more criticism because I was like, oh, why am I not getting the results those girls are getting? And to be honest, it was because I wasn't really following the meal plans to the same degree that they were. I was like, I need more than 1,400 calories a day. Thank you.
Yeah. Did they tell you that? You needed only 1,400 calories a day?
Well, you get a book when you sign up with the whole package thing that it gives you all the meal plan. And the one that was the container system was the big one when I was joining. And they have told us that we have to use the containers and you have to figure out how many you need. And I was like, this does not seem like a lot of food for me.
Right.
And I tried to follow it, but I always deviated from it.
Right. Yeah, because you're hungry.
Exactly.
With those shakes. So, and I think I told you this before, when we weren't recording, I asked about the shakes because I have a personal friend who was selling some shakes online on Facebook because she didn't like the flavor of them. And I was thinking, why? I mean, they're unopened. Why can't you just, return them back to the company? And so, I mean, how does it work when you're a coach, quote coach? How does it work as far, okay, so you pay the money, you sign up, you get a package with a book, right?
Yeah, you get a Shakeology with that too. The first
a box, or
you get your first 30 days of Shakeology. They say it's free, but it's not free. You're paying it part of the
starter
sign up The sign up fee. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
How much is it to sign up, or how much was it whenever you did? Because I know it was a while ago.
Well, the one that everyone will see pushing is they'll often say it's between 140 160 US dollars. I was in Canada though, so it cost me $210, which a lot of people don't talk about the conversion rate, but it was it was like over $200.
Yeah, we have listeners from all over the world, so
yeah.
Exactly. All right. So so you pay this money, you get the Shakeology, you get the book, and obviously like a workout video, DVD. Because I'm really ignorant when it comes to Beachbody.
It used to be DVDs. Now what you'll hear is I'll say it's like the Netflix for workout. It's just like you get access to their website, their on-demand website, where you can access like a lot of workouts, and you're just supposed to choose one. Often your upline will direct you towards like the more popular ones, like 21 Day Fix and those ones.
Yeah, but they don't really know what's good for you because they're not a registered dietitian, nutritionist, or a personal trainer.
And each of the programs, they do come with nutrition plans and like how you're supposed to work out, but I mean it's generic, right? It's literally one size fits all.
Okay.
It's like everyone gets the same resources. And then you can choose which one you want to do. Okay,
so you get the resources for these online workouts, and are you supposed to like drink X amount of shakes per day? How does the shakes come into play?
Yeah, you're supposed to drink one Shakeology a day, and you're supposed to talk about it on your Instagram, but without saying what it is. Like you have to say it's my superfood shake, or like that was the most common one. You can't show the logos. Like they don't want you showing it.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules.
So sketchy. Like, why would you not want to show the logo of what you're drinking?
Right.
Like, that's such a red flag right there. Did you ever ask, like, why can't I show the logo? Or you just kind of went with it?
Well, our uplines spoke about it a lot. Now, I had 3 uplines, okay? So, like, they were all different tiers. But one of the higher ups, she spoke about how, well, you don't want to show the label because then a person can just go Google it and buy it themselves and not through you, and then you don't get commission. Which is like the tactic of MLMs, right? That's exactly, yeah. Because people can just go on Beachbody and buy the products without a coach.
Okay. And so the shakes, I was just reading about like all like the pseudoscience with things like that, but like, do they fill you up? Is there a meal replacement shake? Is that how it is?
No, I mean, I never treated it as that because I knew that wasn't healthy. I usually had to mix it with other things. Like I'd make a smoothie and put it in because I could not stand it. I had to force
nasty.
Myself. Yeah, and like I was drinking it for so long that I finally got used to it, but I really never liked it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you drink this. So like anyone could actually just look up workout videos, right? And just do it at home and go to like the GNC and get a shake. But that just shows that it's about the recruitment, not So now, and I'm thinking back, I did receive a message from someone like a few years ago, and I should find it. It says something like, hey, I saw that you're trying to lose weight because I posted about it on Facebook. And they were like, have you ever thought about being a fitness coach? I'm like, me, a coach? I'm like, how, like, I don't even like to work out. Like, it's miserable to me. It's not like I get like a high out of it. Like, ooh, let me work out. Like, it's a chore and I hate it. So no, I've never thought about that. They're like, oh, well, anyone can do it. And and I was like, no, I'm good. So
that's
then,
very
like,
Beachbody.
Yeah. Very Beachbody. And then later on, when I became anti-MLM, I'm like, oh, she was okay. So she was with Beachbody. Okay. So,
yeah, you'll often hear that. You'll hear like anyone can do it. Like, do you want to be an online fitness coach, or do you want to join my challenge group? Those are all the keywords to watch out for.
Yeah. So so basically when you recruit someone, you sell them the package, you get the shake, they get the workout, and then you get a commission off of like the Shakeology they purchase or who they recruit.
The way that Beachbody gets you to recruit is that it's you plus two is their slogan that the uplines teach you. You're supposed to get 2 people under you that are coaches, and then you'll achieve emerald status. And then once you achieve emerald status, you get a bonus of like $15 a month. And then right. And then you get commission on those signups. And then if those people, if they renew Shakeology, then you'll get commission on their Shakeology, and then you'll have 2 coaches. So that's how they say that. Just keep signing up 2 people all the time and you'll grow.
Recruiting. Yeah. So that's
recruiting
pyramid shape.
Yeah. Right.
100%.
And yeah, that's kind of like what their whole method is. Like that's what we're taught to do.
All right. So if someone does not purchase their Shakeology, like let's say they're going into the 2nd month, they already have Shakeology, they don't want any more. So if they don't purchase it, do they still get access to the workouts? How does that work?
Yeah, you don't lose access. Like for me, for example, I had so much Shakeology because it took me way more than a month to drink it. But if you don't purchase Shakeology, you need to purchase something else to give you enough PV to stay active. So you'll still have the workout programs. Like that subscription is for a whole year.
No matter what.
No matter what. But what you won't get is you'll lose your status and you'll lose your bonus and you'll lose some of your commission if you don't have the right amount of PV, personal volume.
Okay. So, all right. So you have to keep buying this product in order to keep.
Yeah, you need to buy something. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be Shakeology.
What else do they have?
They have like the only thing I liked from Beachbody was their pre-workout. And they have like they have bars and they have post-workouts and they have hydrate drink things. They have all sorts of weird supplements. I usually supplemented my Shakeology with the pre-workout to get the personal volume numbers, but it's ridiculous that you even have to do that.
Right. That's crazy. All right. So tell me like what type of tactic, like how did you get recruited to Beachbody in the first place?
My friend recruited me and she that's why I'm not salty about it because she didn't do it from a place of grossness. She was also a fresh recruit. And she's a friend that I've known for a really long time. And she was just trying to make status. And she like harassed me for like 3 months, but she was my friend. So it wasn't weird. And I finally was just like, I want to support her. I'll sign up. I'm working out anyway. The gym wasn't working well for me. So I was like, okay, I'll just try this. I didn't know it was an MLM. I'd actually denied joining other MLMs before because they were MLMs, but for some reason Beachbody, I didn't realize. So I joined through her, but she ended up quitting very soon after she recruited me. And then I ended up inheriting her upline, and then her upline ended up quitting. And then I got a different upline.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So how many people did you end up recruiting with your time with this company?
Well, I signed up my husband because that's what they tell you have to do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was ridiculous. No. And I signed up one of my friends from high school, and that's how I maintained my status basically. And then I would sign up maybe I signed up like 6 people, 7 people total, but most of them ended up quitting. Or just like the thing about me is I wasn't going to pressure anybody to sign up for something that they couldn't afford. So a lot of the people that I actually signed up as quote unquote clients, I signed them up on like this 3-month plan that was like $40, and the first 2 weeks were free. So it was a 2-week trial, and then if they wanted to renew, it was for 3 months. It was only $39. Okay. Most of the people I signed up was for that. For that, you don't get any points. You don't get anything from that. But most of the people that I was talking to were like, I don't have, $160 or $200 to do this. And they didn't want to be a coach. So I'm not going to force someone. I never felt good trying to like get more money out of people that couldn't necessarily afford it.
Right.
So a lot of my, people were more client recruits. They weren't, I didn't sign up a lot of like recruiters, like coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt good about it.
Yeah. And, like there's videos on the internet on YouTube. And I was just looking at an Instagram account that I've been following for a really long time called Beach for Free on Instagram. And I'm assuming they have videos to where you can work out without signing up for Beachbody.
YouTube is amazing. There's also an app I've been using now called Fit On, which you can buy a paid plan for, but I just use the free one. And it has a ton of workouts, and it's just as good as Beachbody.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's all about the recruiting.
Yeah, and it's good. And what's nice about the non-Beachbody workouts, I was doing them with my husband and we were laughing because they're not trying to, like shrill their products every 5 seconds. I don't hate all of the Beachbody trainers, but it's really annoying when they're doing their workout and they're like, remember to drink your Shakeology and your hydrate and your post-workout. I'm like, can you shut up and just do the workout, please?
Right. Like, and I think like, okay, so whenever you were with Beachbody, I'm assuming you had like your upline, the people you recruited, like it was a group of you guys and y'all probably talked about, hey, I'm losing this weight. I'm your motivation. I'm doing good. Are you doing good? Like, let's do this together. We're working on it together. Was it like a close knit of where you felt friendship, support, like a support system within like, working out and weight loss and getting healthy?
I was never close with my final upline. That group, they were there was 4 very high ranking members that they all kind of worked together. I really was not that involved with them, other than team calls. But I did have, there was 5 of us that were very close that had been under our previous upline and gotten ditched by her. So we just decided to have our own little group kind of thing going on. And we all aligned a lot more in what we wanted to do with Beachbody. None of us liked recruiting. So we were all trying to do just client signups and being very like honest and make it more about like, it's not just physical health, it's well-rounded health, like focus on your mental health and all sorts of stuff. So we try to kind of deviate from the Beachbody norm, I guess you could say. So that group was really supportive and I'm still friends with them. And most of them left.
Right, that's what I was going to ask you. And I think that a lot of people, they like that sense of feeling like they have a support system. They have people that are doing the same workouts as them, drinking the same shakes, and they like that feeling of, a close-knit like group of people. They like that support, but like you can get that support outside of an MLM. You and some of your friends can work out and talk about it. You don't have to be in an MLM to do it.
So the thing that Beachbody uses, which is kind of cool, but it's not necessary, is they have like it's like an Instagram for Beachbody. So you can go after your workout and it automatically will log your workout and you can post a picture and write a little thing, say my workout was good. And then, the friends in the group can come and comment and like it. It's only within the people that you've invited. It's not a public space. But that was nice. Like that was fun. That was accountability. But exactly what you said, you can do that with a group of friends, like create a Facebook group or Deanna on who has a great YouTube channel. She started a Facebook group that was for accountability and
Deanna Mims.
Good. Yeah,
I know her. I like her.
So like she's doing that. There's plenty of resources outside of Beachbody and it's not about like talking about Shakeology all the time. It's just women helping women with accountability, which is totally a great thing.
Wow. So I just went ahead and put into the search of my phone, I said Beachbody worth just to see like what their net worth was. And it comes up like the first thing is, in other words, join Beachbody to lose weight and get rich in the process. Okay. And then I go down and then the second link is why I quit Beachbody coaching. Is Beachbody on demand worth it?
Yeah.
you know, all of those type of things. Is Beachbody, and then it comes up like people also ask, is Beachbody a pyramid scheme? Is, you know, who owns Beachbody? Did Beachbody go out of business? So that must have been like a rumor in 2019. So, all right, so there was something going on in March 2020, some type of announcement. I think I remember whenever it happened, but it says that Beachbody will cease operations of Beachbody Live on March 1st, 2020.
Oh yeah, Beachbody Live. I honestly don't know that much about it. It was just like these live workouts that you could do with like some of the coaches and trainers did it, and they stopped doing that program. But I never participated in that. I never felt like fully in. I mean, I was in Beachbody very deeply, but I never felt like I was so in that I lost like sight of everything else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and a lot of people do though.
I really ignored a lot of the cult tactics that they were doing. Like I wasn't on every team call. I didn't have time. Like I'm a student and I'm married. I don't and I was moving. I say this in my videos all the time. I was moving from Canada to the US in university, getting married, all this stuff. I was like, I don't have time to get on 5 calls a week.
Yeah.
I have actual stuff in my life.
You message hundreds of people to join.
Yeah, I didn't have time. I was like, I'm glad that I didn't, because I didn't get fully sucked in. I always, recognize the real world around me, but it's really indoctrinating, like the amount of calls that they do every week. And I was in like 3 or 4 groups with different uplines, because you have your upline and then their upline, and there's like all sorts of groups.
And their upline and their upline.
With calls. Yeah, with calls. And like every day there's a call. Every day.
Yeah, so it's more than a full-time job, and you're not getting paid hourly. And you're on all of these calls trying to, figure out how you can get more people. And because what they're selling, just like all MLMs, is a dream it's a dream to get rich, to have, a luxury lifestyle. And like, so you were in it for, you said 3 years. Like, what did you see? Did you see anything like, them telling you to say certain things or do certain things? Like, what is the most absurd thing that you've heard? Did you hear any like shady stuff, like from the uplines telling people what to do, like to lie? Did you hear anything?
Yeah. I mean, I heard one of the higher upline that would tell us all of the recruiting tactics she used that gave her this very high status, and she didn't even do them themselves. What I was told on one call, there's a couple of things. One of them is that I was told to get this account on this website that would follow, unfollow, and comment for you to gain followers. So most of them are using an automation. Yeah, most of them aren't doing it themselves. So they're telling you recruit 100 people a day, go talk to 100 people a day, but they're not doing it themselves. They're using a robot.
Wow.
I was very shocked, and I tried it, but it ended up messing up my Instagram. I was like, this is so stupid.
Gosh. Do you pay for that service? Or?
I did. I paid money for like a month, and I was like, I can never do this again. This feels so slimy.
It's not authentic at all. So they're paying. No. Okay. And I'm assuming they did not reimburse you for this.
No, I mean, this is just like this isn't the company that's telling you to do it. It's the uplines.
Right. That represent the company.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. The other thing I always felt super weird with was when they were trashing on corporate jobs. Like all of them were like, I used to be a corporate worker and it was the worst thing ever. And like, but like, then they talk about how Beachbody corporate gives them gifts. So I'm like, what do you hate? I don't understand. Like there's a corporate job in Beachbody where these people are getting salaries, and you're trashing corporate jobs, but you're getting gifts from the corporate Beachbody office. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
And the thing that made me, and I did talk about this a lot, the thing that made me leave was during the pandemic when it started. I already was like on my last legs with it. The CEO went on the national call with the whole company that they do every week, and said that now was the time to be getting people signed up during a pandemic.
So
people
shady.
because people need to be healthy and need to take care of themselves. And I was like, are you seriously capitalizing on a pandemic? Like, people are becoming unemployed. We didn't know how bad this was going to become, right? It was the beginning. I was like, who? And then people saying like, cash your stimulus checks or your unemployment checks on Beachbody. Like, no, people have bills to pay. And
this is horrible. That's horrible.
And illegal. And illegal. And illegal. And then there was coaches. This was after I quit, but it was more validation. Coaches that were trying to use the Black Lives Matter movement to recruit. And that I was disgusted, and it was just totally,
it's such a sad shame that nothing surprises me anymore. That's so sad, because I mean, it was like a couple of weeks ago, I saw that someone recruited, this was like last year, but someone recruited an individual with Down syndrome for Arbonne. And it's like, I'm not even like, it's absolutely horrible and disgusting, but it's like, I'm not even shocked anymore. I did some digging on that though, and I found the original post, and it was her own mother that recruited her child with Down syndrome. Gosh.
Yeah, they have no limits. Like, honestly, none. I've seen girls like directly within my upline team or whatever, literally working from their dying family member's bedside.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, listen.
And they can never get those moments back.
No, and listen, I've been there. Like, I'm very, I lost my father to cancer, like nine years ago. And I stopped my whole life to be there with him.
Right.
I stopped school. I stopped working. I was like, I am here 100%. Yeah. I can't even imagine.
Me either.
People working from their dying relatives, cancer bedside. That was something awful. That really, really, really affected me, because that was not who I am at all. I was like, Beachbody doesn't come first to me.
Right. I mean,
at all.
Goodness.
No, right?
Thank goodness. That's rare.
I can't even imagine had I been in that position when I was in Beachbody. Like,
I'm so glad you did not let your guard down. I am so glad. And then that reminds me, and I've spoke about this on the podcast before, but someone who was recruiting me to an MLM started tearing up and crying, saying that, their grandfather died and their grandfather didn't have life insurance. This was for Primerica. And so then whenever they told me I needed to come up with a quote backstory, it all made sense to me that, they really used their grandfather's death.
Yeah.
They really used her grandfather's death. And I'm like, what the hell? Like,
yeah, they tell you to use your, I will say traumas, because it is.
Who knows? He may have even had life insurance. Who knows at this point?
Right. And they tell you to use your sob stories to relate to other people, to get them to feel like they connect with you, right? Because we all have like someone in our family pass away, or a pet, or like we all have these common experiences. And so we're told to use those experiences to connect with other people. But to me, like, that is just talking about it is one thing, but I'm never going to talk to you about one of my traumatic experiences to try to make you give me money.
Right. Right. And it's like, I don't even know if she knew what she was doing was wrong at that point, because that's all she talked about. Like, that's all she talked about. Even like the screen, the background on her phone was the company logo. She had a cup with the company logo. Like, it is like her, like, it was her everything, her life. That's all she freaking talked about. I was like, dude, stop talking about it. Like, stop. That's all you talk about. It's draining for me to even listen to it at this point.
It's hard. It is. Yeah. It's really hard.
But it's like,
it's really
I know that she was just so indoctrinated. Like, I don't know.
When you're on, there's the national wake up call on Mondays with the corporate and the CEO. They'll choose like one of the top coaches and the CEO to speak. And then you'll have your team call whenever your upline ask like your general team call whenever that is during the week. And then if you're like a rank, so if you're emerald or diamond, they'll have special groups for you where you have your own team call because, you know, you're ranked up and you deserve an extra call. And then they'll have like, oh, my upline's giving this call, you should be on that call too. That's already 4 calls. And then who knows how many other bonus calls. And like I was in some groups that they made you pay to be in the group to receive, you know, high up calls, and it was nothing.
No.
It was nothing.
So they're charging you even more money. So you're having to buy
what it
people
was,
to follow you. Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was like a $20 buy-in group where it was like, we'll put it all into a pot, and then the people that make rank by this date will get to split the pot. But it's still like the information that they're giving you is exactly the same as the information in every other call. It's the same. I don't even think they're supposed to do
that like legally. I
don't know. It's so there's so much sketchy things that goes on. And I did fall for that. And I was like, okay, maybe this will push me to like get rank. But I never got rank. I got 1 rank. And most people, 90% of people don't get above coach rank. Right. Okay. And then like I actually did a video on my YouTube talking about the income disclosure, and the numbers are just, oh my God, they're so bad. How you can keep justifying, like how people justify that they're going to make it. They're going to be the 1% because you can't. It's almost impossible.
Yeah. And I was talking to, on my other episode, I was talking to a fraud investigator, and she said that the income disclosure statements, like that's, even the company, it's even though it looks so bad, it's still better than what it really is.
Right.
So like, wow. I can't even imagine. Yeah. Like I cannot even imagine. So with your husband, so you recruited him whenever, like what made you decide to leave? And when you did you just end his coaching membership or whatever it is too?
Poor guy. He always knew it was a pyramid. He always knew it was a pyramid scheme, by the way. Did he just wanted to support me. Oh, he's a finance person. He has like
okay.
Yeah. He's like an economist. He gets it. He's like, this doesn't seem right. Like, this isn't a good business model, but you do you. I'll support you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't even know why he agreed to sign up. He was like, I'll do this.
Trying to support you.
Yeah, he's a good person. He's way too good. He needed to tell me that it was a pyramid scheme more aggressively. But anyway, he went with it. And I interviewed him, and he was like, yeah, I knew all along. I just didn't want to crush you. Anyway, so yeah, no, I canceled his account first. I canceled all of our subscriptions to any supplements or anything. I literally had like 6 bags of Shakeology by the time I quit. It was disgusting. I threw them all out.
Because this stuff expires, I'm sure.
Yeah, it does expire, and I couldn't drink it. I was trying to drink it. It's not good.
And people are sitting on expired product, and they have all this money invested in it, but
yeah, right. It's really bad. So I just canceled his, and then, but when you cancel, you can use it until the end of your, like you can use the workouts until the end of your subscription. So his I canceled right away, and then mine I let play out because I was like, I paid $100 for the subscription for the year. I don't have a huge problem with, I don't agree with how the workouts are pushed, and I do I did injure myself because of them.
Oh wow.
But yeah, because I was doing ones that were way too advanced.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't even have like the authority to say, hey, this is a workout is good for you to do. They don't know about your injuries. They don't know
exactly
anything.
Yeah, you're just supposed to do the ones that are popular, that are coming out, but some of them are way too intense, and I hurt myself. But I kept the subscription because I was like, I'll still do the workouts until my subscription, expires. So that's what we did, but it's been done now. And I honestly, the day that it ended, it was so liberating because I quit coaching a year ago, a year ago, actually exactly a year ago. And then my subscription only ended about 6 months after. So I was still kind of like tied to it in a way, but not at all. Yeah. I was totally out of the whole business, and I got blocked by all the uplines.
That's what I was going to ask. Did anyone reach out to you to ask you to stay?
No, I just no one. Most of my friends had already quit by then, and then I messaged my upline being like, hey, I just don't align with this business model anymore. It was really respectful. Like, I don't have anything against her. She was never mean to me. I was never close to her, but I wasn't going to be rude. Right. So, and she was like, oh, I'll support you no matter what. I want the best for you, blah, blah, blah. And then I came out with my first video on why I quit Beachbody and she blocked me right away.
Wow.
I was like, well, see, there you go. Like, they can't hear.
Oh, no, you're just a hater now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm glad that no one like harassed you to stay. I'm surprised. Now, if you had a huge downline and you were spending tons of money, I'm sure they would have asked you to stay.
Exactly.
Or been like, please don't go.
Yeah, because they're making so much money.
How did she how did she find the video? Did you post it onto your Facebook page?
I mean, I was very like upfront with it. I decided actually, so I was in the same downline as Megan Sip, who's on YouTube.
Oh, as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we were in the same downline, and I had been talking to her a little bit when we were in Beachbody. Like, we weren't really super close or anything, but then I saw we both quit around the same time, and she started making videos, and I was like, oh my God, I love that you're making these videos. Actually, I might have been a little defensive for the first one because maybe I was still in it, but then I realized that she was saying the right thing.
Right.
And I reached out to her and I was like, I love that you're doing this. And it kind of inspired me to speak out about my experience as well. So she kind of really, because I was like, okay, there's a person that was in the same downline as me. And I decided to tell my story. And that's when I was getting blocked by some of the.
Yeah.
But I shared it on my Facebook. I shared it on my Instagram. I shared it everywhere. I mean, I don't care.
Right.
Like those uplines weren't my friends. So I guess it was easier for me in a way. Because I know that there's people that come and they speak about their experiences and they were really close with their uplines. And I can't even imagine how hard that would be.
Right.
I'm very fortunate because I never got close to those uplines. I didn't feel a connection to them. They were
you didn't feel like you were going to hurt their feelings or crush their dream.
No, I mean, I don't hate them.
Yeah. And even if you were friends with them, like, you want to be, upfront because you don't want your friend to
exactly
to lose money or to be mentally messed up from the cult tactics that they use.
Yeah. And I mean, it is a little bit, I guess you could say it's a little bit embarrassing when you leave because you're like, how did I fall for this? I mean, as I said, I was being recruited for like Arbonne and Herbalife for years. And I always said, no, like that's sketchy. But how did I get?
Because you thought this one was different. You thought this one wasn't an MLM.
Exactly. And it was a little bit embarrassing, but I was like, you know what? It's better to just like own what you've done, learn from your mistakes, and educate others about how to avoid making those same mistakes, right? And how to be able to make your decisions when people try to recruit you.
Right. So if there's any Beachbody coaches listening right now, you are not alone. And if you want to share your experience or talk to someone or need support leaving, reach out because she's here and she is making content on this company. So tell everyone what your YouTube channel is called so they can find you.
So my YouTube and my Instagram are all the same. They're at Cell Pompeo. And I haven't made a video for a while, but it all focuses on Beachbody as of now and my experiences, and just I'm going to be interviewing some other former coaches as well and posting that on my channel soon. So
and don't feel embarrassed because, which I mean, I don't even know why I'm saying that because I feel embarrassed because I fell for a few different ones, but we all live and we learn. So, at least you did not fall so deep into it that it consumed your entire life. And, and I mean, it could have turned out very, very different, very, very different. Yeah. And, you have a good support system with your husband. So thank you so much for sharing your story and for being on. And I encourage everyone to go and check out all of her YouTube videos and follow her on Instagram.
Thank you.
I hope everyone has a great, great rest of the week. Welcome to the Persuasion Pitch
podcast, where we discuss the dangers of multi-level marketing companies as well as other scams, and we dig deep into cults. My name is Jess. I'm a licensed esthetician, makeup artist, and anti-MLM